for loop. For loop we use whenever we know that certain number of times you would execute loop, so you can use for loop. When you know how many times exactly you execute the loop at the time, you can use the for loop. So for loop this is followed by for initialization, then counter evaluation you have, followed by assignment. So this is the general structure of the for loop. And this is what initialization is optional, even counter evaluation also optional, assignment also is going to be optional. It's not mandatory. Even like this also a for loop can be written. We can use a for loop. Even like this we can be writing a for loop. Like this also we can write a for loop, and this is called as infinite for loop. That means for loop can be running forever in this case. When you define a for loop like this can be running forever, and this is called as here infinite for loop. The first one is here for loop, then you have initialization, then counter evaluation, assignment, and this one is made for here creating an infinite for loop. To come out from the for loop, you need to put certain condition. Based on the condition, either you have to break or you have to continue. So that way, if infinite for loop can be set. So when you can put simply like this, here you just put the two semicolons. That means this part is missing, this part is missing, even this part also can be missing. Like this, the for loop can be written there. Okay, so now using a for loop, let us try to print a series called as Fibonacci series. It is going to be like this: 0, then 1, 1, then 2 this is, then 3 this is, then 5, then 8 it is, then 13, then 21, then 34, then you have here 55. In this range we have to print the numbers. We should print like this: 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21, 34, 55. Like this, a sequence of numbers we need to print. We can take first two numbers, when you add them, succeeding number you can get like this. In the given series, the succeeding number is going to be the sum of the first two numbers, sum of the two preceding numbers. Here minimum 3 are required. So how it prints for us? It's going to print this way. You can take the preceding two numbers, then you can get the sum you can find, then it is going to be succeeding number. Like this we can form a Fibonacci series. So let us try to write a program for this. This can be the series. It's a new Java project. Fibo series. So here we specify the class as new class, put it as just Fibo. You have here main method. Click on finish. Like this we are going to set it. Here declare the variables int. This is first, then second, and it can be third. Like this we create three variables. First equal to 0, then second equal to, here it is 1 you can set, third equal to 0 we assign. Like this we declare the numbers here. Now using for loop we can now print the series. Take here for loop. In the for loop, let us try to print. First write system dot out dot println. Either you can take assignment or straight away even you can be printing it. So let us try to print here. This one as print only we use here. Print followed by, first it is okay plus we use slash. Instead of slash, we put a comma. Like this, let us try to print this. Okay, second equal to, we know that it's 1. So we know that second equal to 1 it is. Write while second, sorry, here not while, second less than or equal to 100. Up to 100, let us try to print here. Next thing is going to be for us here, we need to interchange values. We have to interchange here values. So for that purpose, we write this way: second equal to, second less than or equal to 100 we take. Then here we write first of all third equal to first. Put like this, comma. Next thing is here third equal to first we write, then first equal to second we write. Next thing is second equal to second plus, put it as here third. This way we can form the loop here. Then here try to print system dot out dot print, system dot out dot print, we put like this, system dot out dot print it is. So here we don't put any comma, just we print first only, we don't put comma here. Delete this, and here try to print this way, comma this is, then plus followed by this is here second. Like this, let us try to print it. So this is the for loop. Using this for loop, we can print actually the Fibonacci series of numbers. You can get like 0, 1, 1, then 2, then 3, then 5, then 8, then 13, 21, 34, 55, 89, like that you can be getting numbers using the here the for loop like this. So using this for loop, we can be getting that series of numbers. Try to execute this here. Okay, something is wrong in this. 0, 1, 1, 2, 2 plus 1, 3, we should get in this. Here it is. We have assigned here 2 times. Okay, try to once again run this. It prints this time 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21, 34, 55 and 89. So like this, it can be printing for us the Fibonacci series of numbers. It can print like this, the Fibonacci series of numbers. Up to 100, it can print all that series. So the first number is 0, the second is 1. Subsequent numbers are going to be always sum of the 2 preceding numbers. 0 and 1 is going to be 1, then 1 and 1 is going to be 2, 2 and 1 is going to be 3, 3 and 2 is going to be 5, 5 and 3 is going to be 8, 8 and 5 is going to be 13, 13 and 18 is going to be 21. So this way, it's printing up to 89 for us. So this is exactly Fibonacci series. So we have created a Fibonacci series like this. It's printing for us the numbers from 0 to 89. All the numbers from 0 to 89, they are getting printed like this in this. We print in this way 0 to 89. So it's printing for us 0 to 89, 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21, 34, 55, 89. When you look at this for loop, it's like this. First of all, the very first statement is going to be printing of the first number, that is, first is 0, we print 0. Then it's comparing like this, whether second less than or equal to 100. Second is how much? 1. Since the condition is met, it comes inside the loop, prints first of all 1. Once that is printed, it comes to this part now, third part. So third equal to first it is. So third equal to now how much it is? 0. Then first equal to second it is. So in the first you have therefore value 1. Then second equal to what we write? Second plus third. Second equal to now, second is how much for us? 1. And third is how much? 0 there. So 0 plus 1 is going to be 1. Therefore what happens? Again second is becoming 1. Therefore what happens here? Second less than or equal to 100. 1 less than or equal to 100. Therefore again it's going to print 1 for us. It prints again 1 for us.
Sridhar, can you explain once more?
Yes. See, this is a for loop. Using this for loop, we are trying to print this series of numbers. In the bottom, you can see the series of numbers like 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21, 34, 55, 89. This is the sequence of numbers or series of numbers we get. We have supplied the first two numbers. 0 and 1 we supplied. So the loop has to print the rest of the numbers for us. Starting from, starting from this, from 0 to up to 100. This is the condition. I set it as 100 here. So it has to print this particular series for me. Therefore, first I declared here the three variables. One is first is an integer variable, second is also integer, third is also an integer. You have here total three variables. First we initialize with 0, second with 1, third equal to 0. So third is basically a temporary variable. We are going to use it as a temporary variable. So third we need to initialize with something. So I have taken there 0. Then after that, with the for loop, very first statement what I do is for system.out.print first. It's going to print the very first number. How much it is? 0 is going to be printed here. After that, second less than or equal to 100. Second is how much here? 1. Up to 100 I would like to print it. So therefore, if 1 is getting compared with the 100 here. So 1 is less than 100, condition is getting satisfied. As soon as the condition is getting satisfied, we jump inside the loop. We come into loop. So in the loop, what we print? System.out.print, comma second. Already first is printed for us, 0 is printed. After 0 we require a comma. Then second one also getting printed here. Second value is how much here? 1. 1 is getting printed for us here. 0 and 1 they got printed. After that we come to this here initialization. This is assignment operations. So here what we do? Third equal to first. What was the value we have in the first? 1. Third equal to 1 now. So first equal to second. So what we have in the second? In the second it was 1. So first equal to how much it becomes now? Again it becomes 1. Initially third equal to first. In the first what value had here? 1 we had. So third equal to 1. First equal to second we have written. So what happens with this? Third equal to first it is. So in the first we have a 0. Sorry. Third equal to it's going to be 0. Then first equal to second we have written. So with this what happens? In the second you have a value 1. It is going to be in the first. First equal to 1. So third equal to 0. First equal to 1 we have here. Now second equal to what is written? Second plus third. In the second we have a value 1. Then in the third how much we have? We have 0. So 1 plus 0 is going to be 1. So therefore second equal to again 1. After assigning that value, it's going to be checking with this whether 1 is less than or equal to 100. It is true. Therefore again it can be printing here. 0, 1 already printed. Again we print 1. One more time the 1 is getting printed. So but before 1 it prints a comma, then 1 is getting printed. This is fine. Again we come to this here assignment part. Here in this what we do? Third equal to first we write. So what value we had in the first now? In the first we have a value 1. So third equal to now it becomes 1. Then after that first equal to second. In the second what value had? We had in that again 1 only, that is. So third equal to first it is. First equal to second. So therefore what happens here? First equal to 1. Then third also is going to be 1 only, that is. Then second equal to second plus third now. Second equal to already have 1. Third also 1. So 1 plus 1 how much it is now? 2, that is. We take 2 and compare with this. What happens? This becomes true. Therefore 2 gets printed here. Comma. Then 2 is getting printed. Now second value is how much for us? It is 2. Then here again it comes to this part. So what will happen here? Third equal to first it is. What is the value we have in the first? 1. So third equal to it's going to be 1 now. First equal to second. What was the value for second? It is 2. So therefore first equal to now it becomes 2. Then second equal to second plus third. Second is how much? We have 2 plus third is how much here? 1. 2 plus 1, how much it is now? It is going to be 3 here. So 3 is getting compared here. 3 less than 100, condition is getting satisfied. Therefore 3 gets printed here. Once 3 is getting printed, next step what happens in this? Now once again it comes to this part. Third equal to first it is. What we have here? Third equal to first. In the previous iteration, first has become now 2. So third equal to how much it is now? It is 2. Then first equal to second. What value had in the second? It was 3. So first equal to 3, third equal to 2 this is. Now second equal to second plus third it is written. Second value is 3, third value is going to be 2. Therefore second equal to 5 we have. Therefore it's going to check here whether 5 less than or equal to 100. It's getting satisfied. Therefore it prints first comma, then 5 is getting printed. Now what is the value we have in the second? It is 5. Now you come to this part once again. Third equal to first. What value you have in the first? It was 3. Third equal to 5 it is. But first equal to how much you get now? In the second you had 5. First equal to it becomes 5. Now second equal to second plus third. In the second what value we had? 5 we had. And in the third how much value it was? 3. So 5 plus 3 is going to be 8. So when second is 8, again it's comparing with this. Whether second is less than or equal to 100. So here 8 is less than 100. Condition is getting satisfied. Therefore it prints comma 8. Subsequently what will happen? Again it's going to be here, assigning data. Third equal to first. What value we had in the first? It was 5. Now third becomes 5 here. Then first equal to second. Second value.
Okay, we got it.
Like this it's going to be getting executed. So this is the Fibonacci series. With this we are printing the sequence. You can change the sequence also here. Up to 1000 you can take. In such case, more numbers you can be getting it. So up to 987 we are printing like this. So this is exactly a for loop. A for loop we can use this way. Okay. Now let us come into arrays. For loop is something similar to a while loop, do while. But here when you know how many times you need to increment, in such cases you can use the for loop. And along with for loop, you have one more loop called as for each loop. We have a for each loop. So we have a loop called as for each. Like this we can write. For followed by here object obj followed by here it is collection. Like this over the collection it can be iterating. When you take collection over the collection, this can be iterating. Like this you can use for each loop. This for loop normally with the primitive data you can use, but when you take this for, you can be using with the objects and you can be using with collections and with arrays. When you take arrays or collections, this for loop we can use. Okay. Now let us discuss about the arrays. As we know, there are 3 types of arrays. The arrays are going to be single dimension, then other one is multi-dimensional arrays, and one more is here ragged or jogged arrays. So like this we can have 3 types of arrays in Java. How to declare a single dimensional array? See, I want to create one integer array. Integer, put like this, num is equal to int followed by here it is size. I can specify size like this. So this is going to contain now integers. So here the size is going to be a size what you specify. Size must be again integer, that too only positive integer greater than 0. Like that we have to take it. Greater than 0 we have to take. Like this we can declare an integer array. Okay. This is for the single dimension. In single dimension we do like this. It's normally data type followed by this is here array name, array name, array name it is, then this equal to new data type followed by array size. we need to specify size like this. This is normally for this kind of syntax we use for declaring a one-dimensional array. This is called as here reference variable, and this is here a array object. This is what reference variable, and this is a array object. We can declare this way: data type followed by array name is equal to new data type array size. We can specify certain size. So with that size, the array object can be declared. Now to access individual elements, you must use index. It is 0 to size minus 1. 0 to size minus 1 we can use. You can access elements from 0 to size minus 1. And there is a property called as length. With the help of that, how many elements are there, you can find out. Using length, how many elements are in that, we can be finding it. So like this is here a one-dimensional array you can declare. You can access members from 0 to size minus 1. Very first element with 0 and very last element with the size minus 1 we can access. Now next thing is a two-dimensional array. How to declare? See here, integer. Okay, like matrix, or instead of saying integer, I just put data type followed by, put like this, matrix is equal to new data type, and here specify rows, and you can specify here columns. Like this we can be declaring it. Data type here, this is first dimension, this is second dimension, matrix equal to new data type, rows and columns. Like this we can declare a two-dimensional array. A two-dimensional array like this we can be declaring here. Data type followed by, here it is two empty set of square brackets. It indicates that the array we are declaring is a two-dimensional array. Then matrix equal to new data type, rows, columns we specify. First index indicates here number of rows. Second index is going to indicate number of columns in every row. So in the case of a rectangular matrix, number of columns are going to be same in every row. Every row contains here same number of columns. Like this we can declare the array. Data type, then followed by matrix equal to new data type, rows and columns we specify like that. This we declare for, this we use for declaring two-dimensional or more than two dimensions also. We need to do like this. Then this is for the two-dimensional. When you want to declare a jogged array, it can be like this. In the case of jogged array, it is data type. We put like this, rag array is equal to new. We don't put initial anything, or we can put here new followed by data type. Here it is size. Like this we can specify. Second one should be empty. We don't declare any columns. So we gave only number of rows. We haven't specified their number of columns. Now individually for every row we should allocate the columns. Here therefore write rag array followed by, it is here 0 equal to, what do you write? Data type followed by, here it is new, we need to use here new data type followed by, we can specify here number of columns 10. Like this probably you can allocate rag array, then 1 is equal to new data type followed by, here you can put like 12. So this way what is happening, number of rows they are going to be changing from column to column, sorry, number of columns are going to be changing from row to row, from one row to another row, number of columns they change. Here rag array followed by size minus 1 is equal to, you can specify here new data type, just example I am saying here, followed by some 6 I put like this. So what happens in this, number of columns can be changing from one row to another row. This concept is called as here ragged array. It is going to be a ragged array. Like this we can be getting it. So this kind of arrays are required whenever you are collecting sample data. For example, you have different classes. in a school actually you have different classes. In every class, number of students may not be same. So in such cases, suppose you need to find out average of the marks. So how do you collect average of each and every school mark? With the help of the ragged array, easily you can do it. You can do with the help of the ragged array. You can collect all the information into ragged array, then you can be easily finding out the averages in such cases. So therefore, we can use ragged array in such cases. When number of columns are changing, that can be called as here ragged array. So rows are going to be 10. Here example you take. In the first row you have only 5 columns. When you take second row, you may contain 100 columns. When you take third row, it may contain only 2 columns. So like this, number of columns can be changing from one row to another row. Such arrays are called as jogged arrays. We can call them as jogged arrays. So with the help of jogged arrays, you can do this. So we can be doing like that. This is called as here a jogged array. So with jogged array or with ragged array, we can have varying columns from among the rows here. If I have number of rows, so in each and every row, the number of columns may not be same. From one row to another row, number of columns may change. So when you can change like that, it's called as here a jogged or ragged array. It's either jogged array or ragged array. We can make like that arrays. So therefore, in 3 different ways, you can be making arrays. A single dimension, a multi-dimensional, and other is going to be here a ragged or jogged array. Either ragged array or jogged array or variable length array also we say it. So first of all, let us try to implement here a single dimensional array. Let us try to declare here a single dimensional array. So then try to find out all the file names in the given drive here. In the C drive, whatever files are there, we can be retrieving and we can put into the array here. Okay, so or else we try to do these numbers first, then after that we do it. Then go to new Java project here. This is single dimension array. A new class which contains main method, test the array, you put like this, then finish. So here write import java.io.star, like this we put. We are going to put here java.io.star, io is not required here. Java.util.star I put here. Java.util.star int random number. This is equal to here new random. Create here new random object. It's not integer, sorry, this is random. Random number equal to new random. This object is created here. Once this object is created, we can pick here a random number. So by picking random number, we can be allocating the size also here. So we can allocate a size for the integer array with random number only. Write here int followed by numbers. This is equal to, we declare here new followed by int. We specify here the size. So random number we take here, random number, then dot it is, we use here next int. We have here next int, we take this, then we specify here, we are going to specify next int. Here you can give up to some 100, followed by +1 I can put. Due to any reason, if 0 is picked there, we can add 1, because you cannot give a 0 size for the array. That's why I kept it as +1 there. If you pick a something like 0, in such cases it can be adding 1 to that. So this way we can be safe, otherwise it can be catching exception there. A runtime error possibility you have there. So like this, we created a array which contains here random number of elements. We don't know how many are in this. It's only one dimensional array, one row with number of columns. You can think like that. It's going to be one row with number of columns. So what happens in this? It's going to, we don't know exactly how many numbers it's going to contain because it is a random size. We are picking a random size with the help of the random object here. Now next thing, in the same way, try to put a random number into this. Here write, for loop we take, for int index equal to 0, take like this, followed by index less than, we take the array size, array we take here, nums, then dot, we can take here length. With the help of length, how many elements are in this, you can find, followed by index plus plus. We take this way here, followed by try to assign the values in this. Put here nums of index, this is equal to here, we can pick a random number, then dot, this is here, next int, try to specify here something like 500 we take, up to 500 it can pick any number. So like this we have taken numbers and they are getting initialized. With the help of for loop, we are assigning values in that. Now let us try to use the for each loop. Using for each loop, let us try to print all the elements one by one. So in such cases, we don't use any index. With the help of the iteration mechanism, we can pick one by one numbers in a sequence from the given array and they can be printed. For that purpose, we use here for each loop. It's also for, but we declare like this, int n followed by, we specify here nums. We can use nums like this, then try to print here system dot out dot println. So we try to print here the numbers. What number it is, that we can print here, or just we can use print only, followed by here we put plus symbol, then we can put a comma here in this. This way we can be using a comma. Okay, so this way we are going to be printing it. Now let us try to run. What do we get in this? See, it's printing like this random numbers. The size we don't know here, so size we don't know. To find out size, here we give the message like this, system dot out dot println. The array contains plus here nums dot length elements. Like this we print how many elements are in this. Just run this. It says here the array contains 39 elements. Total number of elements are in this how many? 39. Because we have taken up to next int 100. Up to 100 it can pick numbers there. So here total 39 numbers it's going to have here. Okay, 33 elements this time it says. When you run again, it's a 95 elements. Of these numbers you need to find out maximum number. We need to find out here the maximum of the given numbers. So how do we find maximum number then in this? We need to find out maximum of these numbers here. So therefore we come to this point here and try to print in this. So here we write int maxnum equal to 0, then similarly minnum equal to also 0 we put here. Max number is 0, minimum number also 0, we take it. We are going to take minimum as well as maximum number here. Next here inside this for loop you can check it. We can do inside this for loop only. Take like this, then try to put here Okay, here it is. If index is 0, what we do therefore? Here max num equal to min num equal to, it is here what, nums of index only we put. Okay, whenever index is 0, we must use only this mechanism, because both of them should contain same value. Else we need to use here, else we come to this part. Here you should be writing the required code. Now when max num and min num are not same, in such cases, and index is also not going to be equal to 0, therefore we test here. We are going to be testing like this. Here write, if condition we use here. If we write max num is less than nums of, here it is index. Therefore what we put here, max num equal to, then we write here nums of index. Like this we can set it. Similarly, if we take here, if min num greater than nums of index, therefore what we put here, min num equal to, this is nums of index. Like this we can be finding from the given range the maximum numbers. Here let me take only up to some 30, 20 I take, up to 20 let us pick here. Don't take that big length, you can take like this. So with the help of this, we are trying to find out maximum number and minimum number. So let us here print, and maximum of the numbers is, put here max num, then plus comma, minimum is, put plus here followed by min num. Like this we can be taking it. So this way we can print it here. The array contains 13 elements and maximum of the numbers is 372, minimum is 10, it is saying. Is it 10 or something else we need to see? 372, 10, 231, 23, 36, 13, 237, 266, 126, 10. So 372 is the maximum number and 10 is the minimum number. So like this, in the given range, we found out the difference between the, we found out the difference between the maximum number and minimum number. We found out like this here. So 372 and 10. 372 is maximum number, 10 is the minimum number. So like this we got here. So we can find out actually the average. So we can take here 372 plus 10, their average you can find out, and individual members average also. When you add them and you can find out like that average also. How much deviation we see in this. So put here double expected average, take like this. Then similarly double actual average. So we are going to make like this. One is EXP average and other one is actual average. So here in this we can specify that. We are going to specify that particular thing here. We write here EXP average and other thing is here actual average. We can make like this here. So here at the end of this we can find out, here we can be finding out average first of all. So for average, one more thing what we require is some kind of sum is required. Int sum equal to 0. So therefore try to add the sum in this. Sum equal to sum plus nums of index. Use like this. we are getting minimum number and maximum number. So once we come out from the loop here, once we come out from the for loop, we can do like this. Why this bracket is required here? What is the necessity of bracket here? We simply kept typing bracket, not required. Fine. So in this, let us find out the expected average. Expected average equal to max num plus min num here divided by, we must use here size. How much is size? Nums dot index, sorry, nums dot length it is. Nums dot length multiplied with here 1.0, we put like this. This can give you expected average. And actual average equal to, put it as here, sum divided by nums dot length multiplied with 1.0. Like this, we can be taking the actual average. So first thing is expected average, second thing is actual average here. We try to get like this. Followed by plus here, write exp average is, put a plus here, then write exp average. Similarly, plus actual average is so like this. We are trying to find out the actual average as well as expected average here. Okay, so run this and see how much difference we find in this. So it says maximum is 400, minimum is 87, expected average is 97.0, actual average is 294.0. Like this, it can give you. So it's containing total 5 elements. Total elements are going to be 5 here. Based on the maximum number, minimum number, I'm trying to find out the average here. But it should be 97. It's giving for us 294.0. Like this, we can here find out the minimum as well as maximum average. And apart from that, using the for each loop, we are printing here. For int n colon nums system.out.print n plus comma, like this we have taken. So one by one element it can be picking from the collection and it can print like this. One by one element is picked up here and it can be printing for us here. We don't write any index, there is no array bound checking. So automatically, everything is taken care by the for each loop. So in the for each loop, you initiate like this: for int n colon nums system.out.print n plus, then you put the comma. Like this is going to print actually the numbers. It's going to print all the numbers one by one. It's automatically retrieving from the given collection. So from collection we pick numbers and we print like this. This is called as exactly for loop. So using for each loop we can do this way. We pick one by one numbers from the collection and we can print. When you want to work with collections, you can use for loop. Here array is also one kind of collection. It contains actually same types of elements, but once you assign the size of the array, you cannot make it growing or you cannot make it shrinking. You cannot remove elements from that or you can add new elements to that. Of course, existing elements you can modify, but adding new elements or removing an element from the array is not possible because this is read only. It's read only. You cannot make the size growing or shrinking. It's not possible with the arrays. For that purpose, we need to use special data structures like a vector, array list, linked list. Then you can do hash set, hash table. With the help of that, you can achieve. But as far as this array is concerned, you cannot make it growing or you cannot make it shrinking once you allocate size. So like this, the array is going to be working here. We created an array which contains in this actually some random number of elements. It can hold random number of elements. Then with the help of this for loop, we are assigning numbers to that. Again, they are also going to be random numbers. And here in this process, we find maximum number, we find minimum number, and we find out actual average, and we find their expected average. And how much difference it is, we can find here in this. Now, once again try to see, it is giving 216.0 something like that. Okay. So here, as the size grows, as the range grows, actually find like that. Suppose I give only 50, what happens in this C here? So the expected average is 4.0, average is 22.0, it's giving you like this. Always the actual average must be greater than expected average. It can never be, expected average cannot be here, greater than actual average. It's not possible practically. So how many times you may try, you get all it as, okay, it is 26. Once again let us see. It is giving 3 and actual average is going to be 25. So it is 2 and 23 like this you get. Sometimes you may get, but that is rare. So 4.0 and 27. So seldom you get such chance actually. Otherwise, what is happening here? We take the minimum and maximum. With the help of that, we are trying to find out the expected average. But actual average can be differing there. Definitely, always actual average must be greater than here minimum average. So like this, it is written here. But sometimes there is a possibility of having even the expected average is greater than actual average. You will picking a very big number, you will picking a very small number also. So always the other numbers may be something similar to minimum. Then in such cases, it is going to be average, expected average is greater than the actual average. So here with the help of the for loop, we are assigning inside this. Then similarly, with the help of this for each loop, one element we are picking from the collection or array, we are printing it. Any questions on this? Now similarly, I want to retrieve all the files which are available in the given root directory. In the C drive, there may be some files. I want to find out all those using a single dimensional array. How I do here, see. In Java, we have a class called as file class. With the help of file class, we can be identifying all the files as well as directories using a file class. We have a file class here. So with the help of the file class, we can list all the directories as well as files in the given file system object. So let me create here single dimensional array for file listing. Like this I create, then here new class it is here files listing. We create this as a static method. Then on the top, first of all, we need to import java.io. This contains actually number of classes. Using that, we can be performing IO operations. Input output operations we can perform with the help of the IO package. Now here, let us try to create a file class first of all. File, then this is object file, this is equal to new file we put here, followed by I specify here C:// or whatever files are there on the desktop I can be using here. Go to desktop path, from there I can find out. This is folder path. Using this folder path I try to specify there. In the desktop whatever files are there I just want to list. Like this I have taken it. Okay, like this we take. Next thing is here. Okay, next it is string array. This is str files is equal to object file dot followed by list. It is giving you a string array straight away. It can be listing all the files for us. Put a semicolon. It can giving for us files. Now using a for each loop, we can retrieve one by one. Here write string, then str followed by str files. Then here str files. This is. Let us try to print one by one here. File system dot out dot println. Put it as here just str. So whatever files are there, it's going to put those file names here. Here first of all I created a file object using this file class. It is referring this particular directory here. Users Aladi desktop is the folder name. From that folder we should be retrieving all the file names. String str files equal to object file dot list. It can give you the file names. Then followed by with the help of for each loop, one by one I am retrieving here, trying to print here. Showing like this. See, all these files are listed here for us. You can see here KPI, AdventureWorks, Advanced SQL Server, AM607. Like this, it's showing you. So if it's a directory, you have to show it as directory. Otherwise, you have to show it as a file. Let us try to even check that particular thing. Okay, but here getting like that is difficult. Therefore, every time we need to create a new file object. Therefore, file object f, create like this. Here object f equal to, we need to put the file name. It's giving you only, here it's giving just like this. It's giving only file name. It's not giving you entire path for you. It's not giving entire path. So therefore, okay, this is fine. It's only retrieving the file names. This is okay. We print like this. Now let us try to find out same thing with the help of the file array. Declare like this file object files. So this equal to, it is here new object file, the dot here. I can get the file names. This is going to be list files. All the files can be listed here. We can list files like this. We are going to list files here. This one is a file array. So we are getting all the files here like this. Next, using for loop, put like this file object followed by this is object files. Take this way. Then try to find out first of all. If condition, we take it. If condition we take, if object dot is directory, is it directory? We check here. In such cases, print it. System dot out dot println. Then put it as here object dot we can put the name. Get name We can write that get name, then followed by give a space, put this as here dir. Like directory, let us try to print here. Otherwise, it can be ordinary file only, print that way. Else, write it system dot out dot println object dot get name. So this way we can be making it. First one is going to be directory, second thing is going to be name. Like this, let us try to print here. You can see here how it's listing from here, it's showing us. Once again come to this. Okay. Before this, here right kpi.pdf AdventureWorks. Okay, here what is written, it is showing it as directory for us, directory like this it's showing for us. So whenever it is a directory, it's showing dir, otherwise it's going to be showing like normal files only. So this way, with the help of this for each loop, we are retrieving and we are printing even. So this is exactly what a simple for each loop, with the help of simple for each loop, we can be retrieving here file names and printing one by one. Okay, so here we don't use any indexing, then we are not checking for array bounds. So simply from the collection, you can retrieve one by one, you can print it. This is called as a for each loop. Using for each loop also, we can iterate over the collection. When you want to iterate over the collection, you can iterate like this here. So the first one is what? A normal for loop, and second thing is what? For each loop. So here we are using a file object first, then followed by just we retrieve file names with this object file dot list is giving you file names, whereas when you go with the list files, it's sending you the file array collection. We are getting file array, so all the file names are coming here. Whether it's a directory or not, you can find out. If it's directory, you get the name of the directory followed by dir. Otherwise, you just put the file name. So like this, with the help of the file class, you can find information related to file. File does not deal with the internal content. It never bothers about internal content. It can be any type of file. It can be PDF, can be JPG file, it can be database file, can be XML file, can be anything. So it does not do anything with the internal content. Superfluously, it's going to do. Size of file is how much, how many bytes are in that, what's the name of the file, whether it's directory or not, it can give, what type of file it is, it can identify, but it never bothers about the internal content. So like this here, it is actually a file object. With the help of file object, we can find out file information. And here our focus was on using the for each loop. How to use for each loop? For that purpose, we have used it. So using this for each loop, we could do this. So this is exactly for loop demonstration as well as for each loop demonstration. Here this is for each. In the previous programs we have seen for loop. With the help of for loop, we could do it. If you come to this str array, here we use the for loop. Even here also for printing data, simply we have used for each. With the help of for each, we could do this. Any questions on this? Vihar, you have any questions, please?
No, Sridhar.
Karthik, you have any questions? Okay. Mani, you have any questions, please? So tomorrow we'll meet.